Good morning. We have another high-intensity interval workout today, but it will be a little bit more focused on a special technique. I asked you before to prepare a weight. This one is 4 1.5 liter bottles taped firmly together to make a nice package that doesn't move too much. So if you don't have dumbbells or kettlebells at home, this is what you could use instead. I know it's only 6 kilos, but for the exercise that I want to show you today, it's even a little more challenging than normal weight because the water moves a little bit and you have to balance the thing. Normally, the exercise is done with a kettlebell, so I will show you some of the details for using a kettlebell as well. But we want to start with the warm-up first. For your warm-up, grab your weight. And hold it, go onto your back, hold the weight straight ahead of you, lift your legs in a 90 degrees angle, make sure your lower back is pressed firmly into the ground, and you stretch your legs, keeping the lower back pressed into the ground. It should be a little bit like hard to hold that tension. So it's not just about like being loose here and doing like this and arching your back all the way, but really keep your core engaged and your lower back pressed into the ground. If you can't do it with both feet, you just do it with one foot and switch sides every time. These are called dead bugs. There are different options to do them, and they are one of my favorite core exercises. So we start with 10 of those. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and the last one. For the second warm-up exercise, we go into a bear crawl position, meaning your shoulders are right above the hands and your knee is right below the hip. So you have a nice square here, and you lift your knees. And from here, you lift diagonally, 1 foot, 1 hand. Turn up. Look upwards, so the hip shows totally up. And squeeze your butt to really bring your hip up here. And then turn the same way back into the bear crawl position. Switch sides, so if you did right foot, left hand before, you now take right hand, left foot. Turn all the way up. Squeeze your butt, hip up, look up, and back down. Try to make a slow, controlled movement every time. And really engage your core in the bear crawl position and engage your glutes in the table position, in the opposite position. Okay, we do 10 per side, like 10 whole, back and forth per side as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. We go to the second round of the 10 dead bugs. Weight up, feet up, lower back into the ground, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And the second round of those back roll table switches. Knees up, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, now your core muscles should be a bit awake. Your shoulders have been mobilized, and ideally your brain is also awake by now. Okay, short technique part. The exercise I want to focus on today is the Turkish get-up. If you already know the Turkish get-up, you can try to get some details that you didn't know before or didn't look so much after, or just like keep doing easy non-weighted Turkish get-ups to stay warm until we start the workout. For those who don't know what it is, I will go through the exercise step by step. I also will show you some details if you have a kettlebell that are important to keep in mind. For the kettlebell, I do not recommend actually using a dumbbell because the whole idea of having to stabilize the weight is just not there if you can just grab it and hold it. With a kettlebell, it's a bit the same, but you have, since the weight is bigger and it's not right into your hand, you still have more of that stabilizing to do. With a wobbly weight like this, even if this is much lighter than the kettlebell, it's still very hard because you have to do the technique more properly. So what is the Turkish get-up? It starts on your back with the weight straight in a straight line above your body, and on the same side, the foot is put up, and the opposite arm is in a 45-degree angle away from your body on the ground. Inside, it looks like this. Like you always want to have a straight line up to the weight. You can also, during the whole exercise, you can look at the weight. And as you see right now already, the water in there is moving, so I have to, my muscles in the arm have to work all the time to work against that movement and to stabilize the weight. Even though it's just 6 kilos, it's there's permanently some stabilizing going on. Okay, so this is our starting position. From here, you turn to the side and onto your elbow. Still, the weight always goes straight up. So you want, ideally, you always want to have a straight line from the weight to your point that is on the ground, like in this case, to my elbow. From here, I go up onto the hand and I lift my hips. Again, straight line from the weight to my bottom hand. From here, I bring the front leg through my body and close to the hand on the ground, like this. Again, here I have a straight line from the weight to my knee. I come up, and now I do a kind of a windshield wiper motion with my foot, like this, and from here I can just stand up. Same way back down. So one Turkish get up means getting up and back down the same way. So I do a backward lunge, not too small. I bring the hand close to my knee. All the time the weight is straight above me, and I try to have a straight line from the weight to my fixed point on the ground. Lift the hips again, bring the back leg to the front, and from here, slowly and controlled, come down on your hips, on your elbows, and back on your back. Now, just switch hands. You also switch legs, and you do the same on the other side. If you do it with a kettlebell, make sure to not grab the kettlebell like this, because if you have a high weight, it will just pull your wrist backward, and you will have, you won't be able to, like, it will be hard on your wrist, and you won't be able to do really high weights if you keep, or if you're used to grabbing kettlebells like this. You always want to go through the kettlebell with your whole hand, and the handle of the kettlebell is supposed to be in this line of your hand. So you have it like this. You can then grab it or keep the hand open. That's up to you. And for the Turkish get-up motion, it's the same. So you can see the handle goes like this. The rest is the same. One foot up, come on the elbow, on your hand, lift the hip, bring the knee close to the hand. Always stabilize the kettlebell, do the windshield wiper, get up, and same way back down. If you have a kettlebell, use it. It's not mandatory to use your self-made weight. You will probably need it for the other exercises though. Also, if you have something like a mat ball, like a heavy ball or a slam ball, you can use this. Try to The lighter it is, the more you should try to just balance it on your fingertips so that the stabilizing is more in the focus. Like if you have a lighter weight, make it harder to stabilize. If you have a kettlebell that suits your needs, you can use this as well. Okay, enough talk. The workout will be 1 minute of exercise and then 1 minute of break, in which you're supposed to do one Turkish get up on each side, up and down. Then another minute of exercise, and in the break, one kettlebell, one Turkish get up per side. So, and the rest of the break is actually a break. So if you do your Turkish get up in 30 seconds, you have 30 seconds of actual break, but it shouldn't be that much normally. Make sure to not get sloppy, especially if you work with the bottles, and don't let them fall onto your face, because 6 kilos are 6 kilos. Okay, our exercises. I will be in solidarity with those who don't have kettlebells at home, and we'll do it with the wobbly bottles. For the first exercise, we also need the bag that I told you to prepare. You just put your weight in there and grab the handles not too wide. So you have kind of a ugly kettlebell, and the first exercise will be swings. Kettlebell swings, not the overhead style, but the ones that just go to the front. And I want you to focus on not arching your back. So you swing to the front and you activate your glutes and your core. That's why we did the activating warm-up exercise first. And don't do something like this, like don't swing into a super arched back, but really just to this position where your core is solid and your glutes are engaged. Looks like this. So they don't need to be super high, especially if you have a low weight. It's easy to just do them like this. We don't want this here. We just want a good, clean technique. And for this, if you have an actual kettlebell, of course, use it. 1 minute of swings. And one Turkish get up, left and right. After that, we do 1 minute of thrusters. So you go into an actual deep squat and bring your weight overhead after that. Thrusters have a couple of good side effects. One is that if you have the weight in front of you, your squat automatically gets a little more, like your back will stay more straight, because the weight pulls you to the front and you will lean yourself backwards by yourself. So this is, front squats are better for those who arch too much and who don't get well into squats. You don't, for the thrusters, you don't have to go as deep as I am now. Like this is okay, but you should be below 90 degrees. And you move the weight not just with the strength of your arms. It's not a press, but you want to move the weight with the explosiveness of the squat. So your legs are actually moving the weight and not your arms. After that, 1 minute break and one Turkish get up per side in the break. The third one are push-ups with one hand on the bottles. And I know they are wobbly, so this makes it a bit harder. You have to stabilize yourself in this, even though they move a little bit. So push up Move them to the other side and push up. 1 minute of those, like normally you would do them on a mat ball. You can also do them on the kettlebell and move the kettlebell back and forth, however you prefer. But actually, the ball being a little unstable makes it more challenging. Again, 1 minute break, 1 Turkish get up per side. Next one are rotational lunges, because there is no workout I do without some work for the stabilizing of your knees. So you do a back lunge, the knee stays above the ground, and you rotate the weight out and in, back to the front, other side, out and in. Don't be too fast, otherwise you will become wobbly. Focus on stabilizing your knee outside, especially if you turn here. Don't take the knee along, but really keep the knee activated, push it outside, and just turn your upper body to the side. 1 minute of those lunges. Another set of Turkish get-ups. And the last one are diamond sit-ups with your weight. So bring the feet together in a diamond shape. Bring the weight overhead and come up for a sit-up, straight as possible. And 1 minute of those. And then your last pair of Turkish get-ups, one left, one right. And then we're done with the first round, and we'll have a look at the time if there's... Oh, and if you want to, grab a pen and a paper and note down how many reps you did. So how many thrusters, how many push-ups, how many lunges, and how many sit-ups in this minute. Well, maybe not the lunges because you have to do them controlled and not for time, but the sit-ups, the push-ups, and the thrusters, you can count how many you did. And if you want to repeat the same workout routine in a couple of days, you can see if you manage to do more, or if you're better in the mornings than in the evenings, whatever. You can have your own kind of tracking your progression. I feel exhausted from talking already. All right. Prepare your weight for the swings. I wouldn't recommend to make a knot here, but just grab it firmly, because you will have to take it out right after, so then it will just be annoying to unknot it then. Okay, and we start in 10. Don't get higher than the level of your eyes. And try to really squeeze your butt. Even if you have a light weight, see to have a proper technique. Okay, break. Take the bottles and do your touch getters. Back lunge, windshield wiper, hand close to the knee, back leg through, and come down. Switch sides. Okay, and thrusters. Keep working. Keep your pace till the end. And time to get up. Next up, push-ups. Elbows close to your ribs. Don't bring the elbows outside. Keep them close to your body. And on your back to the next round of touch get up. Round number 4 will be lunges. Focus on stability here. And next, let's get up. And your last exercise in 10 seconds, diamond push-ups. Last 15 seconds. And your last. So just get up. First side. Okay, and done. Woohoo! So, if you like the workout and you want to do another round, just hit the pause button right now. Set yourself a counter to 5 rounds with of a minute with 5 minutes break, and do a second round. I will not do it because we are a bit limited in our time, and also because I'm fine. What I wanted to basically show you is that you can still work on your technique of certain things, and even without being at the gym physically, you can just start being creative and make things that are maybe easy. Like if I do a Turkish get up with a 6 kilogram kettlebell, it would be ridiculous, but actually with the wobbly bottles, it's much more challenging. Of course, it's different to doing it with 16 or 20 kilos, but it will be good for your technique because you have to focus on stabilizing, and the muscles in your arms and your shoulders will have to do a lot of stabilizing work as well. So I really recommend this, and I also recommend to not be just sad about not having a gym, but also start getting creative and making the best out of the situation. And yeah, do stuff with the things you have at home. Okay, so for those who want to do it again, just hit the pause button and do it again. The rest who wants to do a cool down, these come together, go on all fours, go on all fours and into a downward dog position. Walk with your feet a little bit. Try to bring your whole feet to the ground if you can. If you can't, it's not too bad either. Okay. Take one arm and bring it underneath to the front. Reach through as far as you can. And back to the middle. Switch to the other arm and reach through there as well. To the middle. Roll to the front. Down to the ground with your hands close to your shoulders. And roll up. Upper body. Look upward. And toes to the ground again. And push yourself back up into the downward dog. Here, bring one foot a little more to the middle, and the other one goes up. Hips down first. And now open the hips to the side. And bring the foot back down. Again, roll forward, bring the hips down. And feet, toes back to the ground. Up again to the downward dog. Other foot goes to the middle. Right foot goes up. Hips stay pointed downward first. And now open the hips. And bring the foot back down. Okay. Bring your knees to the ground. And round your back. And let it sink in. Looking upwards. Bring your shoulder blades together. And back up. Pushing the shoulder blades out. And rounding the whole back. 2 more of those. Arching the back, bring the shoulder blades together. And rounding. And last one. Okay. Go into seated position. One heel close to your thigh. One leg stretched out. And try to bring the side of the body to your thigh Like if you can grab your foot. If you don't get that close, you can also grab your calf and bring a little bit of stretch onto this side of the body and onto the back of your leg. You can also take the hand up. Breathe deep. And come back to the middle. Switch sides. Grab your foot and bring the side towards the thigh. Okay, last one. What I learned in my athletic coach class is that the world's greatest stretch, but it also has a name, yoga and whatever. So you go into a lunge, back knee is up, front knee is in a ideally about 90 degrees angle, and you stretch up first. Really bring some stretch in your hip. Come down with your hands. Let yourself sink a bit deeper into the stretch. You can also adjust the position of the foot. Now you raise the hand that's on the same side as your front foot and turn your body up, looking up to the ceiling. And back down and stretch the front leg. Bring some stretch onto your hamstrings. You can balance yourself with your fingertips here and really bring your belly button close to your thigh here. So push down and stretch the back of your legs. Okay. We switch sides. From your left foot is in the front now. Start stretching up. Hands to the ground. Deep in the stretch. Now lift the hand same side of the front foot and open your chest. Hand back down and stretch the front leg. Bring your belly button towards the thigh or your chest towards the thigh. And stretch the back of your thigh. Slowly release the stretch. Of course, you can stretch longer, or if you have your own routine, you can keep doing that however you want. Okay, that's it from me for today. You can, if you manage to count your reps, you can post them in the comments or in the threads in the Gracie group or in the Fenriz group. I guess if you all follow along the Gracie challenges, you're all way fitter than me right now. I'm sorry to say, but I stopped. But I'm running a lot, at least. Okay, and let's see what's happening in the future. Let's see when we can get back to the gym. Also, if you want to do any personal trainings outside, this is legal now, so you can hit your favorite trainers for trainings outside. Of course, not with physical contact, so not for BJJ and MMA and actual wrestling, but if you want to do mobility stuff outside or conditioning or working on certain strength exercises. You can ask everyone in the gym if they want to do personals with you in a park or something. I don't know if everyone's up for it, but I just wanted to say that it's legal to do that, so you can try to find someone. That's it for today. That was a lot of talking. I think I could do way more workout if I would not have to talk so much. And I'm sorry, I don't really get used to doing these kind of video things, but as long as you keep watching and want to see it, I will do something. See you next week.